Hello. Now then, I guess welcome. This is the first episode on the 1.0 experimental build. So, not entirely sure what we're going to get with this one. We're going to see what actually comes with the new features, and we will see if it makes a difference. Obviously, the other playthrough we're doing, which is the ridge side farming one with the Folktails, is going to be also running alongside this. Maybe this one probably isn't going to go like all the way, but let's see what fun new bits and pieces they've put in for us. So I guess to start with, we should probably name the settlement, and I have planned absolutely nothing for this. So let's just call it, I don't know. I don't know. We will, could do with something that would name these a little bit better, but let's just say, that'll do. That'll do. Right, pause. So, this is one of the new maps, so I have no idea what we're going to get out of it. Let's just have a quick scoot around. I'm not going to go through all of the things that they've added, because I think there are other people out there who have videos who go through it in much better detail than I could, JC the Beard being probably the main one. But obviously there's some nice bits and pieces out and about that we can choose from. Playing Folktails, so obviously we get the zip lines in this one. What I'll probably do is, once we get to a point and see what we have available to us, let's look at this thing down here, probably skip over to the Iron Teeth once we got, as I say, to a point. But yeah, no, it's all here as ever it used to be. So obviously we're doing the Folktales in the other playthrough, so most things should be in as they were before. What is really good, something that should have been, I guess, around for a while. I don't know exactly where it is, but maybe it's not on this map, to be fair. But should there not be a geothermal thing? Maybe you don't get it if it's not on the map. That would be interesting. Let's see. Well, the one thing I really wanted to play was the fact that the Folktales get an engine, which, yeah, I don't appear to be in this one. After all that. Anyway, that would have been nice, I suppose, unless there's something underground, but I don't think there is. So, unstable core, these are obviously going to blow up at some point, as seen in the video. And I guess these will unleash varying amounts of devastation to the whole map. But at least you can see them on the map, I suppose. So they're not quite a surprise. Maybe this is cheating, I'm not sure. But yes. Ignoring that aside, that part. So I think, well, all right, fair enough. So we don't get any engines. That's a bit of a shame. I guess we're stuck with windmills, which, yay. But we are only on normal mode rather than hard mode for a variety of reasons, of just to make sure that, well, we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. Looking at a lot of these, though, they are raised areas, so a lot of this is all connected. So I guess if these do blow up, they're going to make things a little bit interesting, and I'm going to guess that this blows up, and then this blows up, and then it infects all of this, and then devastates. Yeah, alright. I see what they're doing. That's an outflow, so you'll lose all the water. That'll go down. And that's seemingly the only water on the map, so I think there's any more than that. Nice to zoom out a bit more, but unfortunately I can't. Oh no, there's some there. Okay, fine. There's another one there. Alright, that's enough gassing of looking around the map and not playing any of the actual game. Let's do the usual. Set ourselves up for success. Obviously, we need to get the beavers something to drink, which we can easily do with this. We also need to get ourselves some wood, which we can just quickly throw in, I guess. He is good, more than anything, and obviously some food. So let's just lay that in. Quickly shoot across there. We'll run. Gonna seem a bit convoluted, but I want to keep as much area up here as open for farming as possible. Just leave that for now. We'd also need a farm, which we can just sort of lay in here. So, with all of that done, I guess it's going to be a case of doing these in some order. So, let's get this done. That can come of its own accord, and then we'll get them to concentrate on these. And I really should unpause. There we go. So, unpaused, we are now going. Let's go triple speed because, well... Oh yes, trees. They need to be told what to cut, so let's just cut that for now. And obviously we have these brambles in the way. Now, these are apparently a pain to get rid of. An impenetrable obstacle. Blocks irrigation. Oh, and contamination, okay. High chance of injury. Okay, interesting. The water does look very nice, actually. So where does this go? Just through here. Mixes there and then zooms off the map. Okay. I will not send them over here to cut through into that then. I wonder if it spreads. So let's just see. If I do this line in the sand here, does it spread? Oops. Also, would be handy if we put a path in for these. I should have really flipped that, to be honest, but never mind. We will learn from those mistakes one day. So... just lay those in as well. I would prefer these to be of a bit more importance. These jobs are very important, so let's make sure there's someone always in there. And they're going to be very unhappy because they have absolutely no shelter whatsoever. But we can worry about that soon. Right, so what are we waiting on? Feel thirsty, but that's getting put into here. Does this disappear? Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Other than that, I'm not sure if anything other. I think there's some bits and pieces moved around up here. That I don't remember that being there. Curious. What are you doing? Why are you not doing this? Oh, okay, fine. Water, please. Ooh, copy settings. I like that. I do like that a lot. That was set to obtain. Does that get copied over? It does. Okay, nice. Don't have to worry about that quite so much as we don't have haulers, but that's cool. So they should be getting this constructed. No, so that's okay. We should have plenty of time, to be fair, for the water, because we do have, again, normal mode set, so not too much of an issue. We're going to need to concentrate on getting something done along the lines of better food soon. So that should be the next thing on the list of things to do. And we're also going to need ye olde science huts. So for now, let's just those two in. We've got some spare beavers for this, so it's not too much of an issue. Lovely. Oh, what a fantastic setting. This is useful. These two buttons for copying the settings and duplicating it. So I think that will just let me. Yeah. All right. That's cool. So we have quite a few beavers there. So let's just lay in some crops. We'll start with the standard, everybody's favourite. Carrots can go there. So this map here doesn't look to have, I think there's some changes to water. Obviously it looks different, but changes to different types of water spouts. So I guess this one doesn't have, where would it be? No, I guess it doesn't. This may have been the wrong map to play, but anyway. Because it's the one with if you change something, it breaks something kind of thing. So I was intrigued. I'm interested to see. See when that explodes, that's going to fill all of this with goo. Where's the source for that then? There. Okay. Interesting. All right, okay. Cool. So we have farms on the case. This is good. We'll be on day 6, so that's not too bad. Then get around to these now. We can get any of the spare beavers in there. Getting them built for us. So again, water's not too bad. Probably going to want to think just. No. What am I doing? There we go. That'll take a little bit to get used to, I think. But we'll get there. Let's tidy that up, I think. We may as well put some carrots in that bit. So, once these science huts are built, we can then start getting ourselves on the path for these things. So these spiral staircases are expensive. Oh, and they need sparkly planks. That's interesting. Okay, so they are much later game. Nothing else particularly fancy in there. That's as was. Bees. We get bees. So they forward science, cranky. Alright, fair enough. I guess we'll be leaving those things alone for quite a while. So yes, stairs is probably going to be handy to have, certainly to get things up here. We are also going to need power, which would have been nice to get the geothermal vents, but we're out of luck on that one. But we can just put these in. So the best thing for this is probably just going to be getting them down into here. Now they may be able to reach that. Oh, that's new. as a guesstimate of power. I think actually I do remember seeing that in the thing. So can they reach that? They can. We don't have the logs for it, but we can reach it. We're out of berries, so they're going to get hungry. Carrots are a bit of a way away, so not much we can do. It's quite a sparse area in this starting area for this map. I do wonder what's going to then come spilling into here. Oh no, they do have one. So these are the new ones. These are the water seep, so... ground only. You built on the ground. Well, I mean, I'm not going to build it, but okay. Underground depth infinite. Not sure we're supposed to see those notes. But these things only kick out a certain amount of water, so maybe nice chunk of oaks there, but once this thing blows up, whenever that may be, where's it gone? This is going to then spill the water all into here, all down into this. So when that goes, ideally that should be blocked, but that's going to be an interesting one to try and fix. Because A, we've got to get up there, which we've only got stairs and platforms. Please do this now, thank you. Shouldn't have had to build that, but never mind. Good, so they can start pulling these out the ground. That should feed these guys, keep them happy. Or happier. I mean, you can't get much lower than -8, I suppose. Are they desperately hungry? Let's have a look. Not particularly. Alright. They'll be fine. Come the morning, get some carrots down them. It's taken them a while to get used to that and then get back to work, I suppose. So... what have we got left to cut down here? Not too much, so let's just take them down as well. Because we also do need to get the old forester, so that's only 30, so that's not too bad. So we need 100 all in, for stairs and whatnot, so that shouldn't be too bad. I think these are 2? Yeah, they get 2. Okay, so that should be finished shortly. We have 2 spare viewers, so they should be able to go in there quite nicely. Doesn't look like they spread, so I'll take that as a win. I think the water beavers, which I've never played, but I've seen played, I have no intention of playing anytime soon because it looks insane. But the helps if I actually press the right button, doesn't it? Never mind, we're there now. So yeah, we're making science finally, so they can work on that. Once we get 100 in, we'll get the stairs and the forester because we're going to need to replant these trees. I'm hoping it's not too keen on exploding those bombs, but we'll find out, I suppose. I don't even know if you get any pre-warning for it, to be fair, but we'll find out shortly. So yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a grin and bear it for this first few parts of this one, I'm afraid, as it usually is at the start of these maps. Okay, that's our first drought. See what the water does in this area, I suppose. Because it may necessitate tweaking some things. So I'm interested. Is this full on carrots? Yes, it is. So in the interest of keeping things alive, we should probably need some... Not that one. We need some good old storage. So where's best to stick this? A bit far away, I suppose. I've not really set this out particularly well, but... Never mind. Let's just say... But right now, I don't think it matters too much. Let's just say there. We'll get that set for carrots. That guy's full on berries. There's still not that much to pull out the ground for that, to be fair. I don't really want to build a big storage for them, to be honest. We can get forester though, which needs planks, so gonna need this guy built. In fact, I'm gonna pause that one because they can get to it, so it was probably the wrong call to start with, to be honest, but is what it is. You should give them a decent amount of space to pull those out the ground, which you can. 1.2 days left, so that shouldn't cause us too much of an issue. But we are going to need logs where, so we don't actually have any. Alright. So we should be able to claim all of those back, to be honest. Let's just go back in here. I'm just going to quickly pause a second just to sort of say, we'll use the old thanks. Good. Right, so they are now pick-upable. Pick-upable, it may or may not be a word. But I would like them to be picked up ASAP. Go, go, go. Oh, now it's too far, is it? How'd you get this one out? How did you actually work this one out? Fine. Tell me, is it now still unpickupable? No. Good. Now, please, pick these up. Thank you. Please? No? Anything? No? Storage space. Let me see. Lasai. Right, let's just say then. Right, so the water has stopped. What happens to this water? Not too much, I don't think. Oh, this isn't draining. Where is it? I mean, it is, but is it because it's going out this hole, or is it because it's going this way? Or because it's going that way. So Might be worth thinking about dams, but we do need power. Yeah, okay. Well, it does keep that quite well watered, to be fair. So, works out for us, at least temporarily. We could put a pump in there, I suppose, but actually that looks to be draining quite fast, so there probably is another hole somewhere. So, let's just peel this back. Going that way, and it's not going that way. So, no, that is stuck in. Seemingly, anyway. Wood, please. Please put the logs in here. Please go off and get these now. Finish this. Then do this. Please. So we've got a day left. That's not too bad. Water shouldn't be a problem. We've got enough carrots to get us through, and it's still fairly well watered, so that's okay. Please finish. Of course. Darling, when you're done. Are you done? Thanks. Finish this. Done. Oh yeah, that'll help. Whoopsie. Whoopsie, whoopsie. There we go. Right, dump the rest of those in there. They should have most of them. This guy's got some logs in him, so that's okay. And once this guy's built, we can look to get the old planker in. Get that done first. Planker can come after that, and we can also look to get the old shaft placed in there, so they should be able to reach all of that. Don't particularly have the logs for it, but we're going to need the power very soon. Comes the water, which is lovely. So they'll be able to top these back up. Not that they've got through a lot of it, so that's fine. Good. Right, so that's built. They should be able to get on with all of these once they get the logs in. Yeah, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, so there's enough to build all that. And this thing, which we can afford, let's get that done. Let's get this placed, more importantly, so I don't forget. Not like it's going to cause us too much of an issue, because without all the appropriate stuff, it's not going to be too bad to get... well, there's going to be some resources sitting here doing nothing, but it's not a problem. Just wondered if it's worth going straight for oaks, as it usually is. Probably. So I'm just going to go for it. Go for gold. There we go. The lack of water running is a bit of an issue. Because of surging, probably. Autosave. Okay. That not running is an issue. Why is that not running anymore? takes a while to get going. What are we, day 3, and it's just about sorted its life out? That's very interesting. Okay. Yeah, logs. Firework. So what have we got in here? 7 more to go, so that's... don't know how many we've got. Cut, probably nothing to be fair. Are you injured? Yes, you are. Fine, I guess we'll need some well-being. Are you broken teeth, or are you... yeah, okay, broken teeth. Let's just put that in there. We'll put the path in. Fortunately, you'll have to have your broken teeth for a little while longer, as you are behind this, and then this, and then that. Right. Look at us using priorities. It's beautiful. We could probably do with the berries, to be honest. So let's just say that let's go with that. Of course there is. Well, we'll fix that one day, once I cut it down. Builder should go get that built, and they should then get this one built. Correct, good. So some should go in there, not that we have the stuff for it, but it'll be fine. Please, come and fix that. So you managed to put it in, you put the log in, and then went home. Thanks. Probably should lay that in properly. And let's just say goodbye to this. It's just going to be babysitting some wood, I think, for now. But yes, please, someone into here. One farmer, that's not ideal, but never mind. We don't need those. Go do something else. Probably help in the farm. Yeah, we're going to be stuck behind waiting for these, unfortunately. What a hideous sound. We're going to need to get these guys actually breeding. That is going to be a problem. I nearly had an issue with that. What was that? 3, 6, 9. Drop that. Drop that. These are the most important thing in all creation at this point. So, cut me these trees. I think another lumberjack flag. Not there though. Thank you. As we do need baby beavers, otherwise we are going to be up a certain creek without a certain paddle. I should have done that much sooner. Whoops. Just That's that for now. I think we're okay for food. You get yourself in there. Probably all going to dive in here, but we'll see. What's that for now? Actually, do this. That should give us one space once that gets built. I think we should probably put more beaver storage in with that. Again, top priority. Nice score of 3, happy days. 4. At once. So we have a spare bed, so I can turn that back on now. To be built. This is going to be berries. Hopefully they can get beavers on. Get us some babies made. As we have stairs options now, so let's say buy these. So we can build them if we need to, so that's good. But I'd rather sink them into here. So one more, sorry, 4 more logs, and then we can call this one a day. Get someone in here as a workplace is of high priority. We're going to be short because we're out of beavers. What we like food, we're alright for it. So they can stay in the ground. Good. Right, so we are now planting. Let's just sink some more oaks. It's quite a long wait for these, to be honest, but needs must. So let's get a decent stash of logs. You should be in a bit better stead. We have no spare beavers for that, but that's fine. We do need some of them to actually drop a baby at some point, so that would be nice. There we go. Old Jenny Jig here is now the future of the colony. So, yes, I always forget with these guys, you've got to build these. It's not good, but didn't wait too long, so just chuck that back in and rip that out to make it a little bit nicer. Not that it really matters. This guy can plant the trees. We could probably just pause this guy now and put someone back into there. You'll follow those, so for now... just going to say planks in there. Just need to be a bit more cautious with the wood at this point, because until this thing grows, we can't really do much. What I might do is... I might say... a bit of half and half. Probably the best way of doing it. So what's that? 12 days. So yeah, cycle 3, we should be able to get those in. We're probably due a drought. Well, maybe not a drought, but it's certainly a bad tide soon. If probably another drought and then a bad tide. Actually, we only had the one, haven't we? So fine. So what's that? Yes, I know, because we don't have the beavers, but we have 2 baby beavers now, so it's fine. They're going to have 3 baby beavers, so it's going to take a while to get them up and ready to work. Let's see. Can we move this along with a bit of fun and excitement for them to do? Probably. So let's just say that there gives them something to do, I suppose. This poor guy's taking his time to plant them, but never mind. Right, so that guy can be busy up to 180 planks. If we get that much in, it'll be ideal, but we probably will burn through them before we can rip them out the ground. In fact, is there anything of that size that's going to be an issue for us anytime soon? We're going to need gears. So we're going to need logs. 25 of them, so that's going to rip them all out. So, yeah, right. We'll let them build up a bit more of a buffer. Then we'll pause this and maybe put in some gears. Rip that out of the ground. Just stop these things from spreading too much. Just to stop them from coming across, as they can't jump paths. I wonder if it's worth at this point then. Let's say go for taters. We are out of farmers. I think that's okay. There's enough carrots, I think, for now. We can readjust jobs soon. If you are doing it though, you can come out of there, you go into there. Good. Right, so we're at least producing and pulling out stuff. Okay, another drought. So it's not a bad 18-day temperate cycle, that's okay. At least I've got a bit of fun activities to do up here by watching the campfire, that's fine. We need to rejig some of this actually before... I'm going to put another water pump in, definitely going to need to. So I wonder when these things are going to go off. So, where does this go to then? It's fed from there. Okay, remains to be seen how that pans out for us, but we'll see. They should be coming in quite nicely. Oh, we're coming on, we're getting these through. So, old Jenny Jig's going to be with us in the workforce shortly. Probably going to be a farmer. Yes. Good. Right, okay. I would like to put someone back here to pull these out of the ground, but because it's a drought, I'm not too concerned. Let's have another scoot around then, shall we? Obviously water hidden underneath there somewhere. Where does that go? Okay, it goes there. So I suppose to make these good, we just need to cap them. Can't really see them, so what is it? 1... It's 2. Yeah, that's quite an expensive endeavour, to be fair, so we'll... obviously, it's not at this point in the game anyway. Bearing in mind we don't actually have gears yet, so... we do probably need to start wondering about dams, to be honest, so... I'm going to lay that in. They should... They look be able to reach that, but if not, we do have this sneaky little path around the side, so should definitely be able to reach that now. But that will see the back of us wood. So I'll pause that because there's no point you being in there. So I think this is part of the usual early game shuffle, which obviously we've not fully gotten over in the other playthrough yet, but we will get there. Then we can start looking at some of this good stuff. Although I think all we have available is this, so... Again, probably the wrong map. Maybe maybe in episode 2 we'll try a different map, I don't know. I might play just to get us up to a point and then we'll see. I'm interested to see what happens with all these and these start going off. Not sure when they do. See what actually breaks. Or doesn't as part of the map. It's lucky it's a short drought anyway, so it's not too much of a concern. These will die because they are terrible. We'll lose some carrots, but they will get replanted. As soon as that stays green, it's probably worth saying that we make this potatoes. They're not going to go anywhere. Can we not squeeze a tree underneath there? No. Enough. Worth a try. So this guy's finally finished. These trees are nowhere near done. Pines aren't too far though, so that's okay. So back to full roster on there. We've got one more job to fill, which is probably this, to be honest. Let's see. May as well say sayonara to those. Can be reached. And then we'll be still waiting for trees, which yeah, will be not particularly exciting watching, but we shall see about that soon. Yeah, we are starting to pull in some potatoes, which is fantastic. So, wrong one. I will add that to the build queue and just sort of say this can be for raw potatoes. We haven't got a grill yet, so kind of stuck without it, although it is unlocked, so it's not something we need to worry too much about. But the wood situation isn't really going to do us any favours with that, so... Okay. That's dropped a fair bit. But it's ended, so let's say okay. Yeah, luckily it wasn't too bad because these have obviously survived. As the water stretches back up out into here, we should see a little bit more coming through. Hopefully we don't see 3 days waiting for this thing to start spinning. Not that we need it, but we could. Okay, so I think what we'll do is, because we've started the new cycle, I think we will leave this particular episode here. What I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to upload this tonight, and then I'm probably a Iron Teeth version on the update 1. We'll try a different map, see what that one's like. Maybe that's the better way of playing it rather than just dropping this one for something else, so we can see what both factions get to play with. But yes, other than that, it's a bit of a slow start, as they always are, especially in not so much hard mode. In the normal mode, they're not too bad, but they can be a bit slow. Hopefully next time we come back to this, we can start seeing what these are going to do, or some of them for somewhere, and then just sort of see what they do to the map. I suspect we're going to see issues with this area staying viable forever, so it may be worth thinking about how to fix that sooner rather than later. And that might mean moving, but when and to where is a question, because there's not many places with good water coming out of the ground. In fact, none. Well, here, but we'd need to fill this in somehow, and that is a lot to fill in without using dirt. So I'm not quite sure how we'd fix that. Certainly getting up there would be, right now, a problem. But we can potentially look to tackle that next time. So yes, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments for this one, please drop them down below. And as I say, we'll be back probably tomorrow with the Iron Teeth one on a different map, just to see what the differences are. But other than that, thanks very much for watching. See you guys next time.